Hey guys, in this video we would understand how to add and subtract vectors when they're given in component form in R square. R square means 2 space or when x, y axes are given. Let's say we are given vector A as 2, 3. This is the component form or the coordinate form of vectors. So unlike the previous video, here we would be discussing vectors when given in component form and not in magnitude or direction form. And then another vector we are given is vector b, and that is, let's say, 0 and 1. And we are asked to add vector a and b. So when we are supposed to add vectors when they are given in component form, all we have to do is just add their x to x and add their y's respectively. The result that we get is 2, 4. Now if we are asked to find out what is the magnitude of this vector, so vector AB sum magnitude is, we'll take these two coordinates, square them, and then square root their sum, and we'll get square root 20. So this is the magnitude. Because we don't know what are the units, we'll just put square root 20 units. Similarly, if we're asked to subtract the vectors, so we are asked to subtract a minus b, we'll just simply do ax minus bx. So we are doing ax minus bx, and we are doing ay minus by. So ax is 2 minus 0, ay is 3 minus 1, and the coordinates that we get is 2, 2. If we want to find out the magnitude, we'll follow the same steps as we did above. We'll just take the square of the coordinates and then square root the sum. We'll get 4 plus 4 square root, which is square root 8 units. If we are asked to find out what is b minus a, then we would just take bx first minus ax, and we would do by minus ay. So what's our x value of b? So we were given vector a as 2, 3, and we were given vector b as 0, 1. So we'll take 0 first now, 0 minus 2, and then 1 minus 3, and we get negative 2, negative 2. And that's what we get for b minus a vector. If you're asked to find out the magnitude of vector b minus a, we'll just take the coordinates, and the coordinates are negative 2, square it up, negative 2, square it up, square root it. We'll be able to get 4 plus 4, which is equal to square root 8 units. Now if you're given vectors in unit vector form, for example, we're given vector a as 3i plus 1j, and we're given vector b as 2i minus 3j, and we're asked to find out vector a plus b. We'll just add up the x corresponding values or the corresponding I unit vectors. So 3 plus 2 I, and then here comes 1 minus 3j. That gives us 5i minus 2j, and this is the sum of vector a and b. If we are asked to find out what is the magnitude of this sum, we would just simply take the square of the x value and the square of the y value, square root their sum. So we get square root 29 units. Now let's say if we're given a question in point form, means we're given point A with coordinates negative 3, 7. We're given point B with coordinates 5, 22. And we're given point C with coordinates 8, 18. And we are asked to find out what is vector AB. So remember that if we want to draw this vector on coordinate grid, we'll make the point A first. Let's say this is negative 3 and this is 7. So this is our point A. Let's say point B is, this is 5 and here somewhere is 22. This is point B. So vector AB means start point or tail at A and end point or head at B. Let's say this point is B. So if we want to find out this vector, all we have to do is just subtract the coordinates of vector B and vector A to find out how much is this coordinate value going to be. So we would do b of x minus a of x and b of y minus a of y. So the b of x is 5 minus negative 3 and b of y is 22 minus 7. And we get 5 plus 3 is 8, 22 minus 7 is 15. So vector AB is 8, 15, and these are the components. Now, if the question was further asked to find out the magnitude of vector AB, then we have got the components. Magnitude formula always stays the same. We take the x component, square it, add it to the y component, square it, and then square root it. This is 64 plus 225, square root it. We get 289, that is equal to 17. If we are not given any units, we'll just write down units. Let's say if the questions were given in R3 space, that is 3 space problems with x, y, and z. We are given vector A 3, 0, minus 2. Vector B is 2, 5, 0, and vector C is minus 1, 1, and 3. And we are supposed to find out what is vector A plus B. All that we would do is just add the respective x values of AB, respective y values of AB, and respective z values of AB, and the resultant will be our sum of A and B. So 3 plus 2 is 5, 0 plus 5 is 5, minus 2 plus 0 is minus 2, and this is how we write on the resultant x, y, and z form. If we are asked to find out its magnitude, we would take the square of individual components and square root it. So we would get 25 plus 25 plus 4. That would give us a square root of 54. And this is how we add and subtract vectors when given in component form, be it R2 or R3 space.